gonna pop open some Ladybass fuel. It's actually raining outside beautifully right now, so I didn't do too much fishing today. I was just I did some boat stuff, some boat maintenance stuff, some additions to the boat, I guess you could say, and then I went out on the kayak for a little bit, so I got a massive pump, I guess, going right now. My arms are so sore. Hey guys, how's it going? Giant Slayer. I don't know about that. I had a pretty good day out in that last video though. Those two big fish were absolutely amazing. I was not really expecting it just because that area I haven't really ever found too many big fish there before, but every year it's different, right? So you always got to make sure you fish everything. But today I just wanted to talk with you guys, see if you guys have any questions about anything. I want to kind of show you guys some new tackle that I will be using. South Texas, how's it going? Loved your recent bass video. Thank you, Jake's outdoor life. It was fun. It was fun. It was a fun day for sure. That recent lake trout video you guys saw, it's gonna go down in history as the most insane day I've ever had of fishing, 100%, so far at least. Like, let me show you guys the swim bait. I'm gonna show you guys that Piz Shad Little that I caught those lake trout on. Let me get it out here. I got a question how I liked the boat so far, and I love it. It's a huge upgrade from my Tintin that I had. Went from a 15.5-foot Legend, it was modified, the whole inside was redone. But went from that to a fiberglass boat. So the ride is definitely a lot different. The storage is definitely a lot different, but I'm loving it so far. It was my dream boat for right now. Like when this boat popped up for sale, I was like, dude, like this is literally the boat that I see myself in as a next step. So it all kind of worked out. Let me show you guys this bait. So this bait was new. I got it new this spring, okay? I don't know how well this camera is going to pick it up, but that is the bait now. I've only caught 2 bass on it and then all those lake trout, and this is how it looks. Actually, no, I caught 1 pike on it as well. I have that Swimbait Accessories high vis strip. I like to run the high vis strip on my glide baits or my swim baits that have a more of a neutral or a darker toned top, just because I can't see it. And I prefer to see the way my bait swims so I can kind of control it a little bit better. Yeah, so I run those. Swimbait Accessories made me the LB ones. But that's the bait now. It's absolutely wrecked. All the fish that bit it had a T-bone too, so there's just teeth marks all around it. Still swims great. Didn't lose any tails or anything like that, but definitely the paint is a little bit sad now. Let me see if you guys have any questions here. Texas, how's it going? How fast does the new boat go? So the guy I bought it from said he got it over 50. So far, I've gotten it 47 against the wind with a full tank. So I'm pretty certain I can get it over 50 going solo. I just haven't really pushed it, and that's another reason why I kind of got this boat, a little smaller boat. Not necessarily a reason, but I didn't really need to go 70 or 60 anywhere, so I was fine with a 115 on the back. But so far, 47 against the wind with a full tank is how fast I've gotten it. And this is my first bass boat. Other than Aaron's boat and Seb's boat, I think I drove Seb's boat once. I haven't ever driven a bass boat, so I'm still getting the whole hang of everything. That's for sure. That's great to hear. I love hearing when the younger generation likes watching the videos. What's your most excited about product release from iCast? Definitely. Wow, actually I shouldn't say definitely. The Corrado 150 MGL definitely caught my eye. Daiwa has their shallow spool versions at that 150 mark. So it was nice to see Corrado or Shimano come out with the Corrado with the same price point with an MGL spool. But the Nasi is probably what I'm most excited about. You guys see me use the Nasi a lot. Aaron and I both really like that reel. It's a workhorse reel. I've never had any issues with it. Mind you, it's not the lightest. It's really smooth, but it's not the lightest reel out there. But it just gets the job done. And it's one of those reels where, you know, if you're fishing 2-ounce baits or 1-ounce baits for lake trout or heavier baits for bass, it's something that I trust that will get that fish back to me, kind of deal, if you know what I mean. So that's that. I am going to be doing some rigging today eventually. Is there anything else you guys wanted to see? Let me know. If not, I'm going to start getting some rods out and getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm thinking trees. If you guys saw my last video, you know why. I'm thinking trees, I'm thinking grass lines and all that stuff. So I'm probably going to tie on a Swimbait, a jig, and a Swimbait and a jig, I guess. This next week, actually, Aaron and I have some time off, so we'll be doing a lot of fishing / traveling. So stay tuned for those videos. I haven't been on Simcoe for a while just because the Canadian Open and now the bronze back is on there right now. So I didn't want to go and sting any of the guys' fish. But after this weekend, I'll be back on Simcoe fishing there. So I'm excited about that. Last year, I actually tied my PB smallmouth twice. So I think I'm due for a PB, hopefully. And I know we can get one there. Yeah, that's pretty much in the plans right now. But I think I saw a question there. It might be my connection. I'm in the garage, so I might not be getting the greatest connection here. I don't know how to turn off the Wi-Fi. It's not giving me the option, so we're gonna have to run on the Wi-Fi. No, I haven't used the Corrado BFS reel yet. I have not. Come down to Kingston, Fish Lake, Ontario. I was thinking about it. I wanted to come down, but this week that we kind of have a little bit more time off, the winds aren't looking too great, and I don't really want to go out on Lake O unless the winds are in our favor, I guess. So probably not right now, but I will definitely. I've been wanting to fish Lake O. I wanted to go a couple weeks back, but just my plans didn't work out. Let's get rigged up. I want to talk about some of the jigs I've been using. You guys have been seeing me use a variety of different jigs this year, which is a little bit different. Previously, I've always kind of used just the perfect jig and just never really ventured out anywhere else. But this year, I have a box, like literally a cardboard box in the compartment there of just jigs to try out. So I've been using a variety of different jigs, and I want to talk about them. My second ever smallmouth was my PB at 4.5, and I still haven't come close to that since 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, that's me for largemouth. Actually, I came a couple ounces close last year. I have my PB largemouth back from 2015, I believe, or maybe 16. I think it was 2016. And I still haven't broken it. It was 5 pounds 14 ounces or 5 pounds 13 ounces. I've come close. I've gotten 5.10s, 5.11, 5.9, 5.8, but I just haven't broken technically that 6 pound mark, I guess you could say. So that sucks. I've been working on it, trust me. It will come eventually, hopefully, but let's rig some stuff up. So one thing I do like about this boat, I haven't really done a boat tour yet, but I will eventually, trust me. I just want to get myself settled in here first. But one thing I love about this boat is rod storage. That is something I never had before. Because I had an aluminum boat without rod storage, so this is one thing that I was just like, I've been looking at boats for a couple years now. There's always something that pops up, but a lot of the other options that I've seen didn't have the rod storage I wanted. So when I saw this and I stuck my 8-foot rod in there when I went to go see it, I was like, yeah. But yeah, I can store an 8-foot rod in here, no problem. So that is great. We're gonna get a couple rods out here and we're gonna rig them up. I'll show you guys what I'm using. You guys can kind of help me pick stuff. I think I'm going to do 2 rods for now because I'm either going to be flipping or I'm going to be fishing a swim bait probably. So first off, we got my soft plastic swim bait rod here. It's my bigger soft plastic swim bait rod though. This is the stuff I throw, like my mag drafts, my Miyagi swimmers and all that stuff. It's a 7/8 extra heavy Zodius. Has a really stiff backbone. Like I can jam the hooks right into them. 7/8, so I can cast pretty far. And on there I have a Corrado 200 because I love that reel. Great reel, gets the job done. I took out 2 options here we can throw. One of them is the Beast Coast Miyagi swimmer. You guys see me use this guy a lot. It's a booty tail, I guess it's called, swim bait. So the action isn't super wide, more of like a subtle natural action. It has a pretty good thump to it though, in that like green kind of color. And we got this guy right here. This is the new Jackal Dunkel. Yeah, it's called the Dunkel. Let me read it off for you guys. 7 inches, 2.1 ounces, and it sinks, obviously. The cool thing about this bait is it has 2 rigging options. So you have one option on the bottom, kind of like a mag draft. I just have 2 hooks there that kind of go into that harness. And you can also take that off and put it on the top and rig it at the top, but I'm just going to leave it stock. I have swam this. I did swim it last weekend. Really wide action. It's literally like that. But really cool. I haven't caught a fish on it yet. What do you guys think? Which one should we tie on for tomorrow? Should we go with the weedless Miyagi? I haven't caught too many fish out of grass, mind you that. Or should we go with this bad boy right here? I had some purple to our life. Let me know what you think. We'll get one of those rigged on. Want to buy, what do you think of the Corrado BFS? I haven't used the Corrado BFS yet, so I don't really have much of an opinion, unfortunately. Hopefully I can get my hands on one soon and film a little video for you guys. But want to buy a baitcaster? What do you recommend for a first-time combo? Let me show you what I recommend. This combo is pretty badass for the price. Actually, I'm going to recommend 2 things. First off is just a flat out SLX combo. One of the lower priced, I guess, Shimano rods, the SLX. Nice stiff backbones to them. Similar action to the X Ages, if you guys remember those. And have an SLX reel on there. The SLX reels are sweet. The XT that I have on my jig rod, actually, let me show you guys. This is the SLX XT. It never really got too much attention from like social media or anything like that, or for advertisement. But this is my favorite SLX reel out of the 3 SLXs that I have used. I haven't used the MGL. It feels like my Bantam. Like the way it's structured, the way the finish on it kind of, it makes it feel like a lot higher end than the price point sets it at. This is my jig combo / my Texas rig combo. Definitely check out this reel if you're in the market for a first-time baitcaster. Very easy to use. It has the VBS braking, which is, actually no, I lied. Yeah, it does. VBS braking and magnetic braking. That's why the XT. That's why it's called the XT. It has 2 braking options, so that's great when you're first learning. And check out Fluke Master's video on how to cast a baitcaster, because that guy definitely knows how to teach people how to use a baitcaster. So that's the SLX XT. Another rod to check out. I haven't used the new Corrado rods, but the old Corrado rods that the new ones replaced, I'm a huge fan of. It's just 1 step below the Zodius, 1 step above the SLX. Nice, sturdy rod, nothing bad to say about them. A little bit faster tip than the Zodius, a little bit more of a backbone than the Zodius, but I love that full cork or split grip cork handle that they come with as well. So that is one thing that I recommend. Let's see, Miyagi. Okay, I guess we're going with the Miyagi, guys. We'll rig the Miyagi up. Do you have an all-time favorite pike lure, a weedless one? Oh man, do I throw weedless stuff? I would just go with a swim bait, honestly. If you're fishing in grass, definitely like a try a fluke and ripping it through the grass, or a weedless swim bait, kind of like this guy right here. For pike, I like throwing glide baits for pike and other swim baits for pike. They're not very weedless because they have treble hooks, but it's such an exciting bite. You can't get enough of it. North Georgia, how is it going? Phoenix rods. I haven't tried the Phoenix rods, and honestly, I don't know anyone in Ontario or in Canada that has them. I just don't think they're either not brought up here or they're just not really super popular up here. But let's rig this guy up. And then I want to show you guys some of the new stuff I've picked up. Phoenix rods. No, I've heard of them. I just never used them. California brand. Oh, okay. I see. Go-to knot, leader line. Let me show you guys my go-to knot since I'm tying one right now. So this is called, I think it's called the San Diego Jam knot, technically. I'm not sure. I learned it from Seb, and this is actually the Gerald Swindle actually also uses this knot, which he has a video of it on YouTube. I call it the 3 tag and knot because you end up with 3 tag ends. So what you do is you go through the eye of the bait. Let me let more line out. Through the eye of the bait, and you go back through like you're tying a Palomar knot. So you have the bait, and you have the line through the eye and back through. So you have you have the line going through the eye twice, is what I'm trying to say. And what you do is you have one end with the tag end, one end with the loop. You bring the end with the loop to your 2 fingers that are holding the tag end, like that. Kind of like you're tying an overhead knot to tie a shoelace. And then you have a loop like that. What you do is you grab your bait, you grab the tag end right here, and you go over that loop 3 to 4 times. This is 20-pound line, so I like to go 3 times. With lighter line, I like to go 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So with that tag end, I went over that loop 3 times. And now I have this, so you guys can see. And you grab the tag end and you go through that loop that you made when you were holding the line. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at explaining this, but hopefully you guys can kind of see it. What I would do is I would type in the Gerald Swindle knot and go have a look, because that's kind of where I learned to do it other than Seb. You have that, you cinch it upwards first. You wet your line, you grab your tag end, not the loop, but your actual tag end, and you cinch it downwards. So you're left with something that looks like that. And then you clip off everything other than your main line, obviously. So scissors. It's not super weedless, but I trust this knot with my life, so there you go. That's the line, or that's my monofilament and fluorocarbon knot that I use. For braid, I use the Palomar. For line to lie, I use the Alberto knot. If you want to have a look at how to tie that one, or how I tie it, I have a video back from May, I believe, where I talk about tying my leader for pike, and I talk about that knot there. Interesting knot. Yeah, just type in Gerald Swindle knot, it'll pop up. I'm pretty bad at explaining stuff, but San Diego Jam is the best for surface. Yeah, I don't know if it's called the same. Maybe it's called the double San Diego Jam. Yes, Shawana did come out with new Corrado rods. I'm excited to try them. I'm a huge fan of the old Corrado rods, so I think these will live up to expectations as well. They have the new CX as well that's replacing the E6X that I'm excited to try. Those look really, really slick. Next rod is actually that jig. Oh, now we're going to tie up this gun. I have to close that. I have to close that side plate, but we're gonna tie up. You guys might remember this combo. This is the 7.6 X Bride, my favorite heavy duty rod. Absolutely love it. Hopefully Shimano never changes it. On there we got a bantam and braid to fluorocarbon. When I fish my jigs, my Texas rigs, I like the sensitivity and the easiness, I guess you could say, of braid. So I run braid on all my spools, but I'm really nitpicky, and although straight braid is probably fine, I do like running a fluorocarbon leader. I tie the Alberto knot that I talked about in that video back from May, and I usually use between 17 and 25 pound line for that. So depending what I'm flipping and such, but I definitely run leader most of the time, and I make sure my leader knot is not in my reel. I usually like it between my first and second guide, just so it doesn't get too stuck. And if you tie the FG knot, that's even better because it's even smaller. But Lake Fork, Texas, how's it going? Shore fishing is good on the St. Clair River this year. Have you got any muskie? I heard people get muskie from the shore, right down in like Windsor. Kayak fishing. I went kayak fishing today. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot different. You're sitting like in the water pretty much. It's actually really windy today, so I got a hell of a workout. But kayak fishing is great. Have fun with that. So jigs. This is my jig box minus some new ones I'm trying. I want to talk about the jigs I've been using because, like I said before in this live stream, I used to just use the same jig, but this year I've been expanding my horizon jig-wise. I found a new jig, a new full-size jig that I really like, and I found a new mini jig that I really, really like. So I'm going to talk about those, along with some standbys that always get bit. Aaron was fishing the Perfect Jig Mini Elite Jig right there. This is the one I've always been using the past like 6 years or so. He caught a giant on this a couple weeks back. Nice, just natural craw color right there. The thing I like about these jigs, every jig is different. Every jig in this box is different. There's a couple things I like about some, a couple things I don't like about others. I saw a question there. Mr. Cookie, how is it going? How many times have you tried to stomp on the spot lock on that Fortrex? Do I have any plans for poles or an Ultrex? Yeah, so I went from a Tarova to a Fortrex, which is what I bought, the trolling motor that came on the boat when I bought it. I do plan on upgrading to an Ultrex. When that will be, I'm not sure because everyone's out of stock out of the one I want. That is one thing I really miss. I fish a lot. I fish alone a lot. So fishing alone is fine without spot lock, but I'm filming as well. So I'm stressed trying to make sure the fish goes back in a decent time. I'm trying to set up my camera and everything like that, and the boat is ending up on shore. So it's pretty stressful. So I'm very excited for an Ultrex to be back in stock somewhere so I can pick one up and just be a little bit less stressed filming. But yeah, I miss it a lot. I definitely miss it. The Fortrex is great. It's a great trolling motor. I've had no issues with it. It's an 80-pound, 24-volt, 80-pound thrust trolling motor. It pulls this boat great. I get a wake sometimes. I go so fast. I just do miss that spot lock feature. It's a great tool for filming, that's for sure. Poles, probably not. Maybe a Talon one day. Yeah, the new Curado rods are $159.99, I believe. So, but yeah, the Elite Mini Jig, one thing or a couple things I like about it a lot is, number one, we got a little 3/0 mustad hook on there, which never bent out other than on logs, so that's great. And the head design on that, it's a modified Arky style head. The line tie is actually recessed into the head, which makes it really weedless. It does roll a little bit and get hung up that way, but it's not a huge issue. It's not any more than any other jig. One thing I don't like about it is, it has rattles, which I like. We can always take them out. One thing I don't like about it is this screw lock trailer keeper. It drives me insane. And yeah, it would be nice if there was another way to kind of secure your trailer on there. But that's jig number 1. Oh, we got a donation. Favorite glide bait under 50 bucks. One sec, let me just see. Moon Man 375, thank you so much for the donation. It helps me, all of this, like all my YouTube income and all of that goes right back into YouTube. So if you guys support me, it helps me do more trips, more fishing, more like overnight camping and all that stuff. So I really, really appreciate that. Favorite glide bait under 50 bucks. S-Waver is great. S-Waver 168 is a great bait. I used to have a couple, I actually ended up selling them. Because I just wasn't using them. Glide bait under 50, Shine Glide. Savage Gear Shine Glide, I stand by it. I have caught a lot of bass, actually a lot of pike and some bass on it. I don't usually fish it too much in the summer. Great springtime and fall time bait, imitating shad. Just get absolutely smashed on it. If you guys saw my last lake trout video, you guys saw Brian was catching lake trout on it. So it's a very stable bait, very easy to work really fast, and still glides in an S motion pretty well if you do bring it back. Another one is the Bait Sanity Explorer, I believe it's called. I don't know if I have it on me. I don't think I have it on me, but it's more of a slender and long profile. It's still, I believe, 7 inches, but I like the S-Waver a little bit more than that just because I like fishing my glide baits erratically. But it's a great slower S-motion glide that's under 50 bucks. So I believe it's under 50 bucks at least. So that's the one of the jigs. What rod do you use for swim baits? Oh, let me show you. I just actually filmed the video today and I just got finished talking about it. I just sealed the cork on it. The Anecdote, yes, thank you. Not the Explorer, the Anecdote. The Explorer, I think, is the more expensive one. This is my swim bait rod. So, I have had the Corrado, the older Corrado, 8-foot extra heavy swim bait rod for the past 3 years, I believe, ever since the Corrados came out, the first Corrado rod I ordered. That rod has been great to me. Absolutely amazing rod. It has fished pike amazingly, fished bass amazingly. A little bit on the tip heavy side, but for 150 bucks for a swim bait rod, you can't really go wrong. Unfortunately, that Corrado rod is now retired. So we have made a step up to the IMX Pro Series rods. This is what I'm running for swim baits. I have this one right here, and I have another one that I have ordered. This one is a 965 swim bait rod, 8-foot. It's the 2 to 6 ounce one. Yeah, 2 to 6 ounce moderate fast action rod. I believe this is the medium heavy. Don't quote me on that. But it's a 2 to 6 ounce rod. This is my go-to weight class or size, I guess, swim bait rod. It's the same thing I had in the Corrado. This is just a huge upgrade from the Corrado. First of all, the handle is a lot longer. A lot more area to grip when you're casting, and this rod loads up a lot better than the Corrado. I can really sling baits out there. Sensitivity wise, I haven't really noticed too much of a difference. I can obviously feel them bite and all that stuff. I did with the Corrado as well. And overall, yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. It's a very nice upgrade from the Corrado. I have the 966 on order as well, which is the step up from this one. Also 8-foot. It's just heavier. I believe it's 3 to 8 ounces that I'm going to pick up as well. And you guys saw me do the video on this reel. The Corrado 301. So far, so good. Huge fan of it. I actually slightly prefer it over the Tranks, to be honest with you guys. Longevity-wise, I'm not sure yet. The Tranks has been amazing to me for the past couple of years. But I do like the feel of the Corrado 300 over the Tranks 300, just for what I'm doing. But yeah, those are the swim bait rods I'm rocking right now. And then I talked about the 7/8 extra heavy that I use for like my mag drafts and all that kind of stuff. So. Bass Stash glide baits. I haven't heard of those. I haven't heard of those glide baits yet. back to the jigs though, like I was saying, been using a variety of different jigs. That perfect jig is kind of what I've been using forever, I guess you could say. You guys can see a lot of jigs. Love jig fishing. This year has really been a jig fishing year for me so far. Not too many fish on moving baits. I got a bunch on a chatterbait and stuff like that. But not too much on moving baits so far. It's been weird. Like a lot of my friends have been getting them on spinner baits all year, and they can't get a jig bite. And I've been getting on a jig bite all year, and I can't get anything on a spinner bait. So just depends where you're fishing. But that was that perfect jig one that I've been using for forever. Another one that I really like, which I may not be able to show you guys because I don't think I have any with me. I do not. Is the Beast Coast, the one with the double weed guard. It has tencel in it. Big fan of it. It's a full-size jig. I don't have any with me right now though, unfortunately. And this year, Freedom Tackle actually came out with a jig, or a couple of jigs. Let me just find them because my stuff is a mess. Here, okay, Freedom Tackle came out with jigs. They came out with a swimming, a football, a flipping, and a structure. And I've been using them. So far, I've been a huge fan. They are full-size jigs. They come with 5/0 hooks, so they're not minis or anything like that. As you guys can see, this is the structure head right here. I haven't used as much as the structure head as the flipping, and I'll tell you guys why. But this is the structure head. It's flat head right there, as you guys can see. 5/0 hook. Has rattles in it you can take out, and it has just not really much of a hook keeper, just kind of like a bump on it that keeps it up there. I haven't had too much of an issue with it yet. The colors have been great. Look at that color right there. Aaron caught a toad on this one. And this is the flipping right here. More of a slender head to it. The one thing I don't like about it too much is the line tie, just a little bit big. What's great about these is they have the stamp on them for the weight. And I've been using the flipping a lot just because they come through cover a little bit better, I've found, than the structures right there. But this one has been wrecked. All black right there. Black is definitely a go-to. So, yeah, that's a really cool color. Aaron got a couple of big ones on that. And the last jig I want to talk about is actually a mini jig. So like I said, I've been using the Perfect Jig Mini for like years now. But this guy came along and it really caught my eye, can't lie. Really, really caught my eye. If you guys saw my last video, then you know why it caught my eye. This is the new Beast Coast Little Magnum jig. I've used this color and I've used the black as well. The cool thing about these jigs is, first of all, they're a mini jig. I'm a huge fan of a mini jig. Definitely a confidence bait for me. I'll usually tie on a mini before I tie on a full. It depends where I'm going, but I just have a lot more confidence that I will get bit on mini style jigs, like a smaller hook and such. It has a 4/0 hook. It's not that big though. It kind of looks like a 3/0. The cool thing about this is they actually use 2 hooks to make this bait. They have a 4/0 hook and they have a 2/0 line tie right there, recessed line tie. That thing is tiny. You can barely see that. It comes through weeds really, really well. It actually comes through trees really, really well as well. I thought I was going to have issues with rolling, but it doesn't seem to roll that much at all, the way the head is designed. So, it comes through cover. It comes through cover better than a Texas rig sometimes, which is definitely, I'm surprised by. It does not have rattles, and you cannot add rattles if you want to. It is wire tied, and it has a band around it. And I do like the trailer keeper on this. Let me show you. I can't really show you. Actually, I'll show you here. On the black one, I'll show you. It has just a wire trailer keeper on there, which I'm actually a huge fan of. Really like that. That's the black one I've been using right there. So, more of a compact size. I saw a question there. It says mini versus finesse. In my eyes, a mini is just a jig that's just shrunken a little bit, like a smaller child size, I guess, of an adult jig, right there. Still the same weight. This is 3/8. This is 3/8 as well. They're both stamped, 3/8 and 3/8. But as you guys can see, I'm just holding it up by the hook. Smaller profile, shorter skirt, which you can always cut, I guess. Smaller line tie, which not all mini jigs come with. And it has a smaller hook. So that's what a mini is to me, at least. Finesse jigs, I don't really use too much. I think I have a couple here. When I think of finesse jig, I think of like this guy right here. It's the Perfect Jig finesse jig. Super small. This is a 1/4 ounce, I believe, or 3/16 of an ounce. Small skirt, usually. Small hook. That's a 2/0, I believe. And that's what I think when I think of a finesse jig, which I don't really use often, especially because I use minis so much. So those are the kind of the jigs I wanted to talk about today, just what I've been using. I'm hoping I can kind of, I don't want to say I want to get away from a jig bite. I love a jig bite, but I kind of want to see if I can get on some moving baits maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll tie on a spinner bait or something like that, or like a rattle trap or crankbait or something, and see if I can get them going on that. But right now we got a jig tied on because they're in the trees. So, so if they're in the trees, I use a jig. Hot mustard is a smell of killer. No one uses it. I never heard of a hot mustard. Mini jigs are life. Yes, Tyler. What baits do you use? I'm assuming you mean trailer. John Gill asked favorite jig trailer. I don't necessarily have a favorite. Let me bring out my little trailer bag for you guys. I'll show you. This is my trailer bag. I keep it separate from my craws just so I don't get mixed up, or it's easier to find, I guess. So trailers, there's probably 3 main ones that I use. I have a whole bunch of the Net Baits packet chunks. I use them a lot. Probably my favorite. I would say these are my favorite. I go to Bass Pro once a year and just buy all the stock that they have pretty much. I use a lot of the green pumpkins. Matches pretty much most of my jigs. Another color that I really like is the green pumpkin blue black back or whatever it is. Here, what's the name? Toledo Special is called. I use that one a lot too because I like black and blue and green jigs and all of that. I got some Kentucky Special ones that I don't really use too much. And I should have quite a bit of packs of black ones as well. Green pumpkin, natural. Maybe I'm out of black. That's not good. I do like running a black trailer. Oh, there they are. I do like running a black jigs. So I use these guys probably 70% of the time. If it's not that, I will use the Chigger Craw. I like the Chigger Craw on my jigs. They're cheap as well, which helps. And another one that I like to use only because they are cheap are these Bass Assassin lures right there. I think they're like $2.99 a pack, and you get like 10 of them. They're called the Pure Craw. They don't have the greatest action. That's actually the trailer that I caught that big the 520 on. It's the Bass Assassin right there. It doesn't have much of an action, but sometimes that's what they want. They want something a little bit more subtle. So those are pretty much the only ones I use as trailers, specifically at least. I've been wanting to try the Rage Craw trailers, but I don't know if my I don't know. It's a lot of money for jig trailers. I go through them like crazy. We have a lot of rock bass up here, pretty much all around Ontario, and they just destroy the claws on my jigs. So I like to stay on the cheaper side just to save money. Sometimes I'll take like a craw that I was using to flip with. Here. Never mind. It's stuck up there. And I'll take a craw that I was using on my Texas rake and I'll snap it in half and stick it on a trailer or on a jig. But honestly, let me check my craw stuff. I don't really venture too much more or too much out of all that stuff. Oh, another nice thing about this boat is I'm able to finally store my soft plastics the way I want to. So I'm using Bassmafia bags for all my stuff. I'll talk about it in my boat tour once I end up filming one, but I keep all of my craws / beavers in here. Pretty simplistic. Oh, I want to show you guys these Z-Man craws. Yeah, I don't really use a lot of Z-Man stuff because they wreck all my other baits if they get separated from the package. But let me show you guys these. These are, I made a stop at Pro J this week. And whenever I go to Pro J, even if I don't plan on buying anything, I always end up buying something. This is the OSP Do Live Craw 5-inch. I'm going to take one out of the pack for you guys. It smells awful, so it's going to be quick. But I'm excited to try these. They're definitely not a jig trailer. They could be, but they're kind of expensive, and I don't really want to use it for a jig. But look at that bait. That's a sick bait. Nice size to flip with. Not too many tentacles, so I don't think it's going to get too hung up in any like weeds or mats or anything like that. But it's black and blue with a brown belly. I'm excited to try those. I actually might break up a Texas rig and try it tomorrow. But yeah, these are $13.99, so I bought one pack and we'll see how we do with that. Yeah, I throw a lot of Rage Craws, like a lot of Rage Craws. If you guys want to know a little secret, this is my favorite color of the Rage Craw. I don't even know what it's called. Let me see if I can find another pack. I don't know. Yeah, Plum Crazy it's called. That's my favorite color in the Rage Craw as of right now. It's a plum color with blue and black fleck to it. One of my go-tos just flat out gets eaten. Eaten. Another color, any green pumpkins with blues and blacks in them is pretty much all I throw. The plum is a little bit out of character for me, but green pumpkin, purple gold, right there. English Choice Mix of Tube, an MG Special, which I really like, which is why I bought this color. I caught a fish on it, or I used one of the craws at least. Another color that I like. Yeah, I use a lot of Rage Craw stuff. I have a lot of the English Choice craws that he hasn't come out with yet, but you guys have seen me fish them as trailers on my jigs a lot. Really big fan of them. They're really soft, so they come apart pretty easily, sorry. But they're super soft, so they have a lot of action to them, and I just flat out get bit on those as well. I really hope he ends up coming out with those craws. Beast Coast Morders I really like as well. They have really long legs that kind of kick on their way up, or kick on their way down and kick on their way up, that I really like. I only have that left in a plum color. Gotta get more of those. And yeah, everything else is pretty standard, I would say. I don't really venture too much out of the stuff that I really like to use. Like sometimes I'll pick up something new like this and give it a go when I really like it, so I end up buying like 100 packs. But other than that, I pretty much just stick to the stuff I know. And I was gonna show you guys. I'll show you guys another time, but the Archelons and the cover craws. I forgot. I don't know where I had them in my old boat. I don't know if they were not in my boat or something like that. But when I was putting all my stuff from my old boat into my new boat, I found like 20 packs of cover craws. And I was wondering, why haven't I fished cover craws in so long? And it all came together. I just couldn't find any of them. So you guys will see me use cover craws and like Archelons and all that stuff a little bit more now, because apparently I was missing them, but they're back. We got them good now. I have a whole like jackal section of my boat, I guess. I have one of the XL. I just might as well show you guys. I have one of the XL Bass Mafia bags that I run for all of that stuff. Just keeps me really organized. As you guys can see, we have a whole lot of rhythm waves because you guys know that those get bit. And then I have a little plastic bag here with all of my crosstail shads, but honestly I don't really use that much. And then I have a whole plastic bag up here with my Archelons and cover craws that I have found now. So yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this whole organization thing is turning out. I actually bought a couple of stuff for the boat that I'm going to probably show you guys in the video. But if you guys have any last minute questions, let me know. If not, we're going to hop on off of here and clean this boat up for tomorrow. I'm not really sure what the game plan is. Like I said, probably trees though and docks, because those are fun. Hopefully this rain stops. It's been raining for the past couple of hours, but Rage Craw for a trailer or flip only. I lean both ways with the Rage. I honestly just flip with them. I haven't used them as a trailer. Like I said before, my trailers on my jigs get absolutely destroyed, and I can't justify spending the money on Ragecraft for that. But I don't know. Maybe one day I will. I can guarantee you they have a lot better action than most of the other trailers that I use. So, gotta hop on out. Thank you, Fat Boy Fishing, for coming on. Boat tour, yeah, I'll get one done here eventually. I probably should have done that already, but I've been kind of waiting till I get settled into. I'm pretty much settled though, so I might as well. I might film one next week for you guys. I'll see. Pretty much settled. Pretty much got everything going right now. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go. How often do you Texas rig, and what do you use? I don't Texas rig often. The only reason I would if it's too grassy or there's too much structure for a jig to go through it comfortably. If I can throw a jig, I am going to throw a jig 110%. But if I'm fishing like heavy pads, heavy MILF, heavy tree structure, I prefer to throw a Texas rig just because it comes through better. And what I throw is all the baits I just went over. Mostly Ragecraft stuff, a lot of, not recently, but a lot of Jackal stuff because I had all my stuff missing, but I found it. A lot of Jackal stuff. I really like the Archelons and the cover claws, especially the cover claws through the structure, just because they're more of like a cylindrical shape, so they come through really easily. Don't get hung up too much. And yeah, some miscellaneous stuff as well, but you guys will see all that in my videos, of course. Did you buy a new boat? Yeah, the one that we're sitting in, so. Oh yeah, okay guys, so hopefully you guys have a great night, have a great weekend, or I guess half the weekend. We got Sunday coming up tomorrow. If you guys are out on the water, stay safe, make sure you wear your kill switch, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for hopping on live with me. It was a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in the next one.